So there's a hole in the floor of a parking garage.
Nightmare.
And you see the train tracks below. This is in Hell's Kitchen. And Charlene, like you mentioned, I mean, when you see this, this is like out of a movie or something.
Yes, like Indiana Jones specifically. Tunnel of Doom. That's what it would be. Thankfully, no one got hurt here, but part of Amtrak is still suspended after this hole was discovered at a parking garage that sits above the track. So it caused a lot of headaches for people.
And our Lindsay Tuchman, she's been following this story all morning long in Hell's Kitchen. So, Lindsay, what's the latest?
Charlene, Danny, Mike, this is a very unusual situation, and it is affecting a lot of people. Of course, those Amtrak riders who may need to get to and from Westchester County. It's affecting the people who park in this garage behind me here each and every day, and it's also affecting the people who live in the apartment building on top of the garage where these structural issues were found over the weekend. It all started on Friday when the owner of this private parking garage found a hole in the entry ramp underground. If you look at a photo that was provided to us of the hole, you can see the Amtrak tracks of the Empire Line right below it. So the city issued a vacate order closing the garage, but with plans to install overhead protection above the tracks to make sure that it was safe for the trains. However, on Sunday, Amtrak installers found even more structural problems with steel beams that support the building above. So that prompted Amtrak to temporarily suspend the line from Penn Station all the way to Croton-Harmon altogether. The garage remains closed for now. Cars cannot go in or out. We spoke with someone who parks here every day for work who says this is a terrible inconvenience, but he's glad nothing bad happened.
You could see the crack through the pavement, and I saw a guy with a flashlight looking down. That's all I knew, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Could be somebody's life in there, you know? So grateful they found that out now.
Well, certainly you may recall earlier this year a parking garage actually collapsed in Lower Manhattan, killing one person and prompting the city to enforce stricter inspection protocols when it comes to parking garages. So we also spoke with someone who lives in the very large apartment building on top of this garage here, who says they hope the city addresses this issue before it's too late.
I was concerned. It's very concerning. You just don't know what's going to happen nowadays with all these unsafe buildings.
As for commuters, there will be no Amtrak service between here and Croton-Harmon. So if riders do need to get to Albany, they are encouraged to take Metro North to Croton-Harmon and then transfer onto the Amtrak there, and tickets will be cross-honored. As for how long any of this will last, that is still unclear. Of course, people are hoping it gets resolved soon. We did see Amtrak people here on the scene surveying the damage, but again, we are still waiting to hear how long it will actually take to repair. Back to you guys.
Oh, all right, Lindsay, in my research, I actually was looking into this, and this is called a cave-in. So there's a technical term for this phenomenon that's happening throughout the city. It's a cave-in, not to be mistaken with a pothole in the city. So very different, a collapse in the pavement into a deep, empty space without a solid bottom is what a cave-in is known as, and it seems like we're seeing more and more of it.
It's a reminder of the whole world that exists below ground, especially in this city with train tracks and everything else that is working underground.